I'm Went, Director of Purchasing for Knight Engines.
Sure, Trend Lions.
Right on. Today I just figured we'd have a little meeting here to discuss. I was inquiring about a certain amount of pistons from your company, as well as inquiring about maybe a mutually beneficial business agreement between your company and my company.
Sure, that's exactly what I want to hear. So you're kind of looking for something long term. This is going to be you don't want it to be a one-time buy. You want something a little long term.
I figure as long as our two companies can work together, I figure it's better for both of us. I know right now I'm in the midst of getting a deal together with the government. I manufacture the V16Z engines, and right now there's a contract being put together where different bids are going out, and we're trying to put engines together to send off to the government, and we're trying to win ultimately. So I was just kind of wondering if pistons, I'm looking for the Class A pistons.
Yeah.
They're the 2.1 Intensiflux pistons.
Correct.
From your company. And I was just wondering if that was something that you guys had in stock right now.
We have a few in stock.
Okay.
We can definitely manufacture them as well.
Sure. Now, when you say you have a few in stock, how many pistons are you talking?
Well, we have roughly anywhere from like 500 upwards. We manufacture them and then we obviously sell them. So we don't like to keep a high inventory.
You don't like to keep a high inventory, right. Okay. So it's not something where you just have like a bunch of them on stock right now that we could take and.
Right. Well, we have some. Like
okay.
I said, we have some.
Well, I was inquiring about 8,000 pistons for this particular type of order.
Okay.
Would that be something that you guys would have available to our company?
Definitely. 8,000, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would that be something that you'd have to manufacture, or would that go back to the stock situation?
We can manufacture them pretty fast, but our inventory levels are pretty high right now.
Okay.
Due to a shortcoming, so
okay.
we can definitely make an arrangement. What time frame are you looking at? Or
I am looking at more of a closed time frame. The government, they just kind of put it on this. We really would like to, get this deal from the government. So I'm looking at around 2 weeks right at this moment.
2 weeks?
Right. If you did have certain things in stock like that,
yeah.
Would that be something that you could get out to us within that time period, or?
Normally we'd have to charge expediting fee,
okay.
a rushed order fee. Usually it's around 5% of the total cost of the piston.
Now, what does that 5% incorporate? Is that just processing of orders, or is that something that you take into consideration that you'd have to manufacture?
No, that's just to process the orders, get them expedited, ship them out to you.
Okay.
And then we also have a quality surcharge. If you want 100% guarantee, it'd have to be an extra 10% as well on the back end.
Extra 10% on top of the agreed upon deal for the pistons.
Right.
I did say a mutually beneficial business agreement here, and basically I'm trying to get the lowest bid out to the government deal, so I can get this bid.
Of course.
Through the grapevine, I did hear that your company was maybe looking to get into the government contract deals.
Yep.
Could you tell me a little bit more about
sure,
that?
Yeah. Well, obviously, the government, constant supply. We want to jump into that market as soon as possible. And to hear that you are also in a government contract, that's good to hear. Mm-hmm. The only thing that we would want is the name of the piston, maybe somewhere advertised on the engine.
Okay.
Just to get our name out there as well.
Sure. No, I totally agree with you. You want to get your name out there. I would totally be willing to give you some sort of advertisement in the situation, since I want you to do as good as I do, of course. Right. But taking that into consideration, I'm going to be needing to take a little bit more off the top. I know you said you have a 10% quality check, but basically if you add that 10% onto the price that we agree upon, that's just going to drive up the cost, and basically I'm not going to be able to get the government contract if the price is too high for them.
Yeah.
So instead, what I was thinking is right now my company puts Class C pistons in all of our engines.
Sure.
And we have noticed a 3 to 4% defect rate with all the pistons that we put in. I would be thinking that maybe your pistons would be the same. I've never worked with you before, but I'm thinking it's going to be around the same. So what I was thinking is I need 8,000 pistons. 3 to 4%, usually are defective. Considering we're both trying to go into this on this mutual agreement, if I pay for 8,000 pistons up front, you send me an extra 3 to 4%. On the top end, that'd be an extra 320 pistons. You send me 8,320 pistons. I will use them, and I will send you back all your defective pistons and show you where the defects are in the pistons, because I want to make sure that I get the best quality, as well as I don't want to have a huge time frame between putting the pistons in and getting them out. I need to get this done as soon as I can, and I can't be messing around with any defects on your end.
Right. The quality check is definitely important. The feedback would be, obviously needed. We can talk about that. What are you thinking? So just drop the. You're thinking ship extra parts to you.
Mm-hmm.
So 8,000. Okay.
And considering it sounds like you have some sort of inventory.
We do actually. So I was actually thinking more along the lines. We have a certain amount of inventory that we can ship out right now.
Sure.
And then we have some, manufacturing take just a little while. But what if we get you let's see, if you want to do a long-term contract, I don't know what that all entails either, but I have roughly about 10,000 parts that I could ship within a few days.
Now, is that something that you'd have to manufacture, or is that just 10,000 stock that you
we have mainly in stock, most of them. So then, if we do 10,000 units, and then you can ship back all the defects. Usually, we run our defects at about 4 to 5%. So that'd be around 400 to 500 that you'd have to ship back. I know it's kind of a pain, but then again, we can.
Now you said I will have to ship back 4 to 500. Now, if I get 8,320 from you, I need 8,000 of them. How do you get the 4 to 500 that I have to ship back?
Well, that would be the fail rate.
Okay.
We run about 4 to 5% fail rate on our quality.
4 to 5%.
Right.
So maybe instead of sending me the 8,320, maybe you just send me 8,500.
Right.
And then I would ship
We
it.
could do that too.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if I have these units, I might as well push them. We can even work towards a lower price just to cover the overhead and the expenditures that we have already.
Mm-hmm.
So, depending on what we agree on, I guess, I could definitely ship you more than, and then you can ship them back. We can work on the quality fee as well.
Well, right now, like I said, we need to make 1,000 contracted, engines for the government. It's not. We need to put a bid in, and then everybody works at the bid, and the government, of course, picks which place they want. So ultimately, the lowest cost is going to get the bid.
Yeah.
We have great quality. The government does know of us, of course. So that's on both of our ends is a good deal.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the 8,320. How many were you thinking about sending me for this situation? If that's how many I need.
Well, if you needed 8,000, we'd roughly send you 400 extra.
Okay. Okay.
So
we are on the same page for that situation.
I'm not quite sure because I know we have all this extra inventory, and you can use them. Obviously, you will down the line.
Well, it's not 100% that I would use them, but it is 100% that I could get your name out there, of course.
Right. Okay.
And that is something that you're looking into, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So, with that being said, if we did work on this, and I did do some advertising for you, and I did end up putting your name on the block of our engine, that's going to, of course, get your name out there. It's very good. The government's going to look at you. It's a different client to add to your list. So, if I put out a price for, let's say, $400 per piston. $400 per piston. You send me your 8,500. I put your name on the block. We forget about the 10% quality fee, as well as the 5% processing charge.
That I can't do that price. That's for sure. It wouldn't even cover manufacturing costs.
Wouldn't cover manufacturing costs.
No.
Okay.
No. So actually, I was looking somewhere in the range of $600 per piston. We had a contract with the Swiss government. That's what they were paying. That was what they agreed upon. So that means that, obviously they sell for only about $500. We sell them for $560. That just shows how good of a piston we actually manufacture. So
Okay. So you're looking at around $600.
Looking at around $600.
Now these clients that you send to, are they just more like a one-time client? You know, you give them the pistons, they do their own job, and then you just keep on sending them over a long period of time, or is there actually any kind of a mutual benefit agreement between you and those other companies?
Right. I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
I haven't been informed of that now. So. But obviously, working towards a long-term goal is obviously beneficial.
It's more of a long-term goal for both of us, but also a long-term goal for you. Like I said, I heard that you wanted to get your name out there with the government contracts, and that alone can bring in you millions of dollars for your company just on this one business deal.
Yep.
So if we go back to that that $400 range, if we go any higher than that, really, it's going to be really tough to get this bid from the government. So I don't know if we can make something work a little bit better on the end, or
I can drop my price a little, but it's not going to be anywhere near $400.
Sure.
Is there any way you can come up with your offer at all? I mean, what are we looking at? How much do you have into it?
Well, to stay competitive in this type of market, there's obviously going to be other companies bidding for this job. So forgetting about the 10% quality charge, because that's just going to add extra money on to my end, which obviously makes it so you might not get the bid as well. We already kind of have the quality issue figured out where you send the 8,500 and I send you back the defects, of course. So I can come up to $450. $450.
Sure.
And that's the price range where I feel like we could be super competitive and definitely get this bid, where on the other end you're still getting a pretty good deal in the situation.
Sure. I really want this deal to go through. Obviously,
right.
We've talked about it a few times already. The long-term goal here, but if I can't make any money on the Pistons, then I really can't.
Mm-hmm.
I can't sell them.
Right.
We can't make a contract. I don't know. I was thinking. Well, we usually sell them for about $560 a piston. I can work with some price around there.
So now the other thing you got to take into consideration, I know you said that you have 10,000 pistons sitting in your stock, correct?
Roughly.
Okay. How long have those pistons been sitting around there, if you mind me asking?
We just manufacture them.
Just manufactured them? And do you have any other potential buyers of the situation?
The demand is somewhat low for this product. It's not extremely low, but there's engines. Everybody builds engines.
Right.
There's plenty of companies out there.
But there's definitely the potential that those are.
They're not spoken for per se right now.
Okay.
Contracts come in and out.
Sure, but there is a potential that they're going to be sitting around for longer.
They might.
Right.
You never know.
And there's always that 20%, carrying cost that you're going to get on any sitting parts or inventory.
Well, that's true. We can always sell them. We have other offers. They're just not what we lose money on the deals anyway.
Right.
So that's if I sell them to you for under what we manufacture them for, I'm going to lose money either way.
Sure.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tough.
So you're sitting pretty much right at your manufacturing charge.
Right. Yeah.
And what did you say your manufacturing charge was?
Well, it's roughly about $520.
$520. Okay. So if your manufacturing charge is $520, and these parts have already been sitting around on your shelf for a certain period of time, then you have no idea when they're going to be going out. If you gave them to me for $470, and we made this deal, and $470 would be, it's a little bit higher than I would like to go, but I feel like we could definitely make this deal with the government and have both a mutually beneficial agreement with them. Get your name out there. I promise to put your name on the blog, as well as the government will know your name in the situation.
Yeah. That's taking a hit pretty hard. And then if I have to throw out the quality fee, which our company usually gets, we're driving the cost down much farther. Just do some quick calculations here. You said 470?
Yeah, 470. Technically, you can look at it this way. You're not exactly throwing your quality charge out there.
Well, it'd be included in the price, which, yeah.
You're basically giving me the parts to use, and if I need those extra quality ones, you're still going to be getting back the ones that I don't use. So it's not like I'm just taking all your parts, and you're not going to get anything out of it.
Let's see here. I'd be willing to drop down. $520 is my manufacturing cost. That's almost what I need to get out of them.
We got to think of those been sitting around for a while, though.
Yep. I'm aware of that, yeah. I'm thinking, let's see, I can go down to $510 a piston. That's really pushing it. It's, I can't break much more than that.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm looking for the beneficial part as well. Since I have inventory, and are you sure you can't use all of our inventory? I mean, would you be willing to purchase it all?
I mean, at this moment in time, I can
The more
really
you purchase, obviously, the lower the price is going to go.
Right,
the more
most definitely. But at this point in time, I really only need 8,000 to fill this contract. But if we get this deal, that's not saying that the government is going to use all the rest of your inventory plus more.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more than likely, if we get this contract, they're also going to want your pistons as much as they want my engine blocks.
All right. Well, your offer was $470, I believe. So any way you can get up to $510? Any way you can see it, or what are we looking at? We need to make this deal work. It'd be great. I just can't take too much of a hit.
It's a pretty big deal if I put, your name on my block, of course. I wouldn't have to, associate you with this business deal. So, I mean, $500 flat out, I put your name on, we get this out, we get this deal done. I know we can definitely get this government deal if it was $500.
Yeah. $500. And
$500.
then plus, well, you need them in 2 weeks, correct?
I would need them in 2 weeks. Yep, correct.
There's still that 5% shipping charge that we always charge, the rush orders. So, I mean, that just covers our shipping and our basic handling of the products. Anytime we get an expedited order, it's just our company's standard. That's the way we do things. That's the company's policy. I still have to get that 5%.
Right. I think if I'm coming up to that $500, I feel as though, considering you already have those parts in stock, it's not something you have to manufacture. I feel as though that's something that should be included in there.
Well, that's true. I still don't, I'd like to get rid of my inventory, that's why. And we're already getting $850. I don't know why you can't use more. But it's $500 a part, and that's the flat rate. That's what you're going with. Huh?
$500. It's going to be, we have the quality situation, taken care of, so there wouldn't be that extra 10%.
Yeah.
And considering, we can definitely get this bid if it goes for $500, and I'm putting your name on my block to show that your pistons are in there. I feel as though that 5% should also be taken out, and should just be $500 flat.
All right. Can we get it in the contract? Well, you'll help us, right? Obviously. I don't know what kind of contract you're looking for. Do you want to make terms like now? Would you want to wait? Would this be, viewed as a?
I mean, we can verbally talk about the contract, and I can get my secretary to write something out, send it over to your office. You can look it over.
How many years do you think? What are you thinking on that? I know we're talking long term, short term, and we're gonna have to renegotiate after this one-time deal.
Okay.
I have a feeling.
Right. Well, I mean, here's the way that I look at it. If I'm coming to you to get, your pistons. If the government tells us that they need more of our engines because we strike a contract with them, I'm definitely going to be buying more pistons from you. But at this point in time, I can't, give you firm. I need X amount of pistons.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering how many years you want to go out. I would prefer this be a one-time, and then obviously keep us in mind in the future.
Yes, this would definitely be a one-time deal. Yeah. And then after this, if we end up getting this bid, we end up winning, then we can go back and we can renegotiate everything with one another.
Right.
So.
All right. Well, 500 sounds pretty good.
Okay.
We'll have to work out the details, obviously, in the contract.
So you're going to be shipping me roughly 8,500 pistons, correct?
I believe it would be about 84, yeah.
84, 85, okay.
Yeah.
So 84, 85.
And you ship back the ones that you don't use, or...
Correct.
Yeah.
I'll ship to you the ones that I don't use, as well as the defective ones, so your company can see where you went wrong. We're going to waive the 5% processing charge, considering you already have the ones in stock, correct?
Yeah.
And the quality, the 10% quality is already taken care of.
Correct.
So it's going to be $500, you ship them to me, I ship you back the defective ones, and I will make sure that your name gets on the block of my engine.
Sounds great.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
I'll get a contract written out and send it over to you.
Hope to do business in the future.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.